comfortable position. Rest your arms and your hands and your feet, your shoulders. Take a deep breath and be at ease. Breathe easily and freely, and take note of the breath entering and exiting your body. What it feels like to just have the freedom of breath. The gentleness of it. The constancy of it. In your mind's eye, picture this sanctuary. Picture it on a sunny day, with the light streaming in the windows at an angle we normally don't see at this time of day. Imagine it in the fullness of the afternoon. The sun high in the sky. Streams of light coming through the windows. And when you look around the room, it's different. It's like new. The paint is fresh. The walls gleam. The pews are polished. The carpet is scrubbed. And that sense of peace is overwhelming. The light seeps into you, creating a sense of joy, reassurance. All shall be well. All shall be well. This is real. The light is real. And it belongs only to you. Take one final breath and return. So as I said, I decided to change my topic this week. And when I began it with a question, because occasionally as I begin writing a message, I begin with a question to which I don't always have the answer. And when I do this, I find that the answer seems to unfold as I write. Or I might have a little question, and I go do a little online search and see what everybody thinks. And then I do a little fact checking to see if what they think is correct, which I highly recommend. It's an act of faith that the answer will be there once the question is so boldly asked as to set it in print. But we must then remain open to how that answer will arrive. The asking of the question is like opening a door. We don't always know what will be on the other side of it, but we are declaring ourselves open to the experience. We are stating in the formation of our question that our preconceived ideas do not necessarily have a place in what lies beyond the doorway. We are in a moment in the life and the history of this congregation where we seek to know our place in the 21st century world. We wish for this congregation to continue and to thrive. The best path for us is one of service. That's what this church does. But what service? There are many things that a church can do to fulfill its mission. But those things have to resonate with who we are as people and what interests us as individuals. One of those expressions is the Justice League, which anybody who came through the front doors may have noticed up on that side. There's a whole stack of political signs with one coat of yellow paint on them. A number of us from the Justice League yesterday got together and painted the first of what will be hopefully only 2 coats of a paint that's supposed to only require 1 coat, with signs that say, "Love your neighbor." And we're going to give them out to the congregation. Hopefully there'll be enough from those who are willing to take them that they can take an extra one to give to somebody else. And then we're going to put a big version of it out here on our lawn as well. Because in the midst of all of this, love your neighbor is important, right? It's kind of all we've got. And we have to be reminded ourselves of that nature. And that's a task that's within the capacity of this congregation today. Tomorrow it could be even more. Or if it ends up having to be less, that doesn't mean we have less love. It just means we have the capacity to cater who we are to the capacity of us as individuals together. Our role is to figure out the best possible cake to make with the ingredients that we have. And I have to say, however, that I'm terribly excited about where we are headed. And I don't use that word excitement lightly. You know, Jamie will tell you, I don't tend to get excited about things. People, go, "Oh, you must be so excited, you're doing this and that." I'm like, no, it's a pain in the butt. Even though it's good, I'm like, ugh. So my favorite part of the pandemic was canceling everything. But I actually am legit excited about this church. And I love my job more than any job I've had in my life. And for anybody who knows me for even more than 20 minutes, you know I've had over 100 different jobs in my life. And I am genuinely excited about this place. I'm excited to be the minister of this church. And particularly at this moment in religious and American history. Not so long ago, I wouldn't have even had the right to be here. And not so long before that, I'd have gotten burned at the stake for some of the things I say from here. If you don't see a trend of progress that's occurring against the backdrop of all the other BS that's going on, pay closer attention to that upward trend. Because that's what's real. That's what they're fighting against. That's what they are impervious to stop. Care for those who are hurt in the meantime, but their days are numbered for that kind of thinking. There is no stake big enough to burn me on right now. God willing. We have reached this point in our civilization where we are no longer vilified to that degree. There is nobody planning a picnic with their family to bring to a lynching. But it is not that long ago in our history where that actually happened. It was the 1800s, the last public hanging that we had in this country, and tens of thousands of people attended it. Now picture somebody putting up a poster today saying, "Hang it on Saturday, see you all there. Don't forget to bring your kids and your baked goods." And then think, have we or have we not changed as a people? There is reassurance there. There is light there that we could face on purpose. Of course, there are those who will still suffer because of their differences. We have not left the age of martyrs just yet, but a shift has occurred nonetheless. And the attempt to undo that shift is the reason for the conflict we see in the world, as well as it is the clarion call for reinvention and renewal. We are not the congregation that we were 50 years ago. And we shouldn't try to be. It's okay to evolve, taking that same mission to be at the core of a community, providing love and light. That mission can be expressed in every age of human existence. However, many millions of years ago, in the asteroid that struck this planet and wiped out whatever percentage of life was here, not everything died. What was the criteria for survival under those desperate circumstances? It was viability. It was saying, we are not whatever that was that could no longer survive in this new era. We are what we are, and we are surviving. We are still here after 372 years. And we are growing at present. When other congregations are in steep decline to the point of free fall, we are not. Have we tapped into something here? Are we discovering that we may very well be viable in the post-pandemic world? Are we on the right side, the light side, in the battle of light versus dark? The battle which prophecy has foretold that the victors will be of the light. Yes, we are. But now we must continue our journey of discernment to figure out the best way to evolve while still retaining our history and identity. And many of us know that sunflowers follow the light. They are a plant that employs a process called heliotropism. I love that word. It has a wonderful symbolism to it. I also heard recently that when there is no light, the sunflowers turn to each other. And I thought that was great. It also was totally wrong. And the reason I know is because I looked it up. Because as wonderful as I wanted that fact to be, it wasn't actually a fact. So I didn't want to be the one who posted on Facebook and goes, look at this cool thing! And then somebody smarter than me, or who had actually done the research, or had even bothered to go on Snopes, was able to go, yeah, you're kind of a little bit dumb. So, as glad as I was by the possibility that we turn to each other in the darkness, which we should, sunflowers don't actually do that. So that metaphor went right out the window. We'll just have to be satisfied with the metaphor of the sunflowers following the light. And there's also an old bit of flower lore which states that if you seek a truth unknown to you, put a sunflower under your pillow and truth should be revealed the next day. Snopes had nothing to say about that one, though. And aside from the likely lumpy pillow, I kind of like the thought. Especially because it's essentially a prayer for light, for illumination, for recognition, for realization, for inspiration, for creativity, for wisdom, for an idea, for a solution, for a what do I do next, for a what's my passion, what's my purpose, who am I? And once you ask for light, light is exactly what you'll get. We are much like sunflowers ourselves, because when we face the light, we feel better. So then why not do it on purpose? What if we could get around the edges of our mental barriers and inner confusion about the state of our lives by simply facing some light? Our brains respond to this. And I mean it quite literally. It can be as simple as choosing to orient ourselves for a moment in the direction of even so much as a lit candle for the sake of what it represents of the bigger picture. You know how when you close your eyes, you can see the sun is in your eyes, or that you shine a light in your face. Even when your eyes are closed, you can tell there's light there. Do that on purpose. Lavender actually, that's the only light that Lavender sees, is she can tell when a bright light is shining at her, in the same way that we can when our eyes are closed. She can't tell necessarily what direction the light is coming from, but she perceives it. We can do that. And we can do it on purpose. Just to feel better. Like what I was saying with the kids. Your brain responds to that action. We usually can't manage to get out of our own way enough to really find the root of our problems. So start small. Just ask for light. Just say a prayer. Please, may I have some light? And I'm going to give you 5 seconds right now to think it. Please let me have some light. Go ahead, say it. Please let me have some light. Ask for light. Notice light everywhere. Notice every single of the 20 windows in this sanctuary. Notice every one of those candles. Notice this one here. Notice these cute and totally not historic light fixtures. They are sources of reassurance that we take for granted and we walk past every day. Gradually, light will become your predominant experience. Just for your choice to look toward it, to take reassurance for it, to say, well, maybe Will wasn't talking out of his butt on Sunday, and that something of value exists in just facing it. Instead of the light just going into the back of your brain, it's getting into you. We're always dealing with surface issues, but they are mostly symptoms of a problem, not the problems themselves. Like the conflict we see in the world, as much of a problem as it feels, it's not the virus. The virus is fear. The conflict is the symptom. The conflict is the runny nose, not the virus. Go for the virus. Heal that. Pray for a solution to that. Pray for peace in the hearts of those who seem hell-bent on creating the opposite. Their peace will mean your own. Their light will mean your own. Turn your face to the sun and allow its warmth to soak into your skin. Feel it moving into you, through your veins, into your very bones. You might not notice how it impacts your life. It's not a pill you can swallow. But the more you do it on purpose, the better your life will be. I promise. I also strongly feel that if we turn ourselves toward the light with the intention to receive inspiration, answers to our questions, strength for what it often feels like a battle, it will occur. We will receive it. Sunflowers really do turn their blossoms to face the sun as it moves across the sky. What do they know that we do not? What do they feel that we might also experience for ourselves? Orient yourself to the light, and perhaps you'll know too. Please rise for our